What is up, everybody? To Reverse here today, and we're gonna talk about Square Enix and this newest Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth game. Even with the big advertising and marketing of pretty much having one of the female characters, Tifa being this bikini, that was like one of the big things. I was buzzing on social media. You seeing one of the female characters in a bikini, people going crazy about that. Apparently, that whole little marketing spin wouldn't even know to get people engaged to want to buy this game, because this game is doing worse than the previous one. So, if you want to read this article for yourself, this is from Games Rant. This is they're talking about how Final Fantasy Rebirth sales may be lagging behind the remake. So, and once again, last week or a few days ago, we got the announcement that the Final Fantasy 7 remake trilogy is going to be exclusive to PlayStation. Maybe that's not a good idea, Square Enix. And I feel like we had this conversation before about Square Enix making these dumb exclusivity deals to get the Sony money, and it's not really benefiting them. That's the crazy part about it. This game is doing worse than the previous one. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth did 30% more, while this is doing 30% less. Obviously, these exclusivity deals are not doing it for Square Enix. So I don't know why they keep accepting these deals. Like, you don't think you can make more money for this classic IP on these different platforms if this was released on Xbox, PC, and Nintendo as well, or just PlayStation? It's like they're gonna learn eventually. They're gonna learn. I guess they thought it wasn't enough with that first Pokemon game flopped, or when Final Fantasy 16 didn't do as great as 15. I guess they're gonna keep taking L's. I don't know, but finally, let's get into the article. Final Fantasy Rebirth has been well received by players so far. Yeah, I think it got a high Metacritic score and user critic score on Metacritic, so people are loving it. But at the end of the day, it don't matter how much they're liking it, or how much they reviewing it well, that nobody's buying it. The less people are buying it, that's the issue. That's the main issue, regardless if it's well received or not. But according to Twitter post from GameIndustry.biz head Christopher Dring, Final Fantasy Rebirth is trailing behind Final Fantasy Remake in terms of box sales in the UK. I don't like using UK physical sales, but it kind of proves a point here. This game is selling less because it's exclusive only on one console. You can only buy this game on PS5. It's not a good thing. It's not good at all. Especially when these games cost so much to make. You think they'll be gonna stop avoiding this nonsense of making a console exclusive? But I guess they're gonna learn the hard way. I guess, I don't know. So pretty much that's what this article goes into. COVID-19, the remake came out, so they might have got a boost, but y'all need as much sales as possible, especially for a single player game like this. At least with microtransactions, you can at least with a more single player game you get microtransactions, or I don't know. This just seems crazy to me. It's not a good look either. You would think you want this game to do as well as possible, having all platforms. But you know, they took that Sony deal right there. The UK physical market is such a tiny, insignificant number, is barely worth talking about, as it doesn't reflect anything. I'm sure digital sales will be up 80 to 90% of the UK by digital now, perhaps just not on Switch. Yeah, I hope that's the outcome. The good thing about this, that it might be people might have bought this game more digital, because digital is the preferred buying method nowadays in this current market. But I hope that's what the case is, because if this game flops because nobody bought it, then that's gonna be sad. That's gonna be super sad at this point, because we already seen how the industry lets go people left and right. So I want this game to do well, but it's just not a good look that this game is doing less than the previous game. That's not good at all. PS4 has 110 million consoles sold already with the BS excuses. I'm not even buying it. That's a terrible excuse right there, because they had a bigger install base. That's why this was doing less. That's not a good reason. Good paying to keep games off other systems is an anti-consumer strategy. Yeah, that it's not paying off. Doesn't like it's really paying off. That whole PS5 only. Consumers buy physical. Also, consumers we buy mostly digital. Also, consumers greedy corpo is taking physical away. Okay, another person says the PS4 install base at the time was double the size of the PS5s today. What does that mean? So if you had the game on PS4, you're not gonna upgrade to the PS5 version, the PS5 to play this game if you really liked it. Like, I'm not buying this whole because I had a double install base that people aren't gonna buy this game. Like, just stupid. It's just a dumb. I don't know. I think we're just seeing a lot of excuses as to why it's not doing as great as the other one. Meanwhile, if this game was Call of Duty, you know you gotta show up in droves to buy that game. So I'm not really buying that excuse. If it was Call of Duty or Fortnite, one of these other massively popular multiplayer games, you guys would be on it. But for this one, you're not showing up. 30% less of you guys are showing up, so that's not a good sign. PlayStation fans don't buy games. They're definitely not beating those allegations at this point. Like, once again, if it's not a Fortnite or a Call of Duty or a FIFA or a Madden, they're not buying those games. It's sad to see. Even for this really popular license, Final Fantasy 7, they're still not buying these games. Yeah, and it's funny how they mentioned Hogwarts Legacy. What was this? What was this data when Hogwarts Legacy released? Hogwarts Legacy did really well on PlayStation, so you can't even use that same excuse. Then you can't even use that excuse that it's so less because, oh, well, there was more people on PS4. That's nonsense. And then again, you got the issue with the game not running great on performance mode, so that might be kind of turning people off as well too from buying it. That definitely make me want to wait for actually getting the game until they patch the performance mode and everything, so everything's running flawlessly when I buy it. Because I'm not paying $70 for a game that's not even running perfectly, so I can wait. So maybe that's what a lot of people are doing, waiting for a discount or whatever, because paying full price for each one of these new installments is kind of crazy. So I think people are probably just waiting it out for a sale or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not buying the PS4 at a bigger install base. That's why I was selling more. This game should be selling great as well. What are you talking about? You brag about the PS5 sales, people should be buying this game. As simple as that. Simple as that. The writing is on the wall. The industry is changing. The industry is changing, but they still want to keep doing these obscure like exclusivity deals though. Which, why at this point? Because apparently the game sold more than 3 million in 3 days. I don't know how true that is, but that's what he's stating right here. As an Xbox guy, but also a huge Final Fantasy 7 fan, this game should have been better. This game should have better reception than it has now. Square needs to stop doing these exclusive stuff. Release this game to Steam day one, and this game would have been popping. Yeah, why is this not on Steam? Like, this is so stupid. But then again, once again, Sony paid them off, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But this is so stupid. Like, it's just really dumb at this point. Because Sony don't got nothing to actually make you want to buy their system for. They got to keep paying people off to make their system look better. It's just getting sad at this point. They can't release first-party games. They just got to buy other people's stuff, and they got to exclusive their system. And this game is probably going to flop because of it, or do not as great. So, flop should have been on Game Pass. Yeah, this wasn't enough to sell the game, apparently. Even though those so-called like anti-woke people thought this was gonna be enough people to buy the game, apparently it's not. So, and these Sony fanboys that's mentioned right here, saying that it will sell better than any Sony game. Ponyers are well known for not supporting their games. I don't know why Square Enix hasn't learned this lesson yet. It kind of seems that way. They definitely not beating those allegations. It's just getting sad at this point. Like, you guys don't buy these first party games. You make a big like stink online like you're really gonna buy these games, but you guys really don't. Physical media is down on PlayStation, Xbox, and in the next generation it'll be down on Nintendo as well. Okay, so before you guys use the physical UK charts all the time, but now you don't want to use them, really. That's mighty convenient. The effing Series S, yes. Let's blame the Series S. That's why this game doesn't do it well, even though it's not on the Series S at all. Square Enix not signing any more exclusivity deals with PlayStation after this. They should have been stopped doing that. After you saw Forspoken flop, then why would you keep doing that? Yeah, after the Forspoken game flopped, you should have stopped doing that. Like, but they kept doing. They kept on with the whole exclusivity deal. It just, like what this guy says, just don't look good at this point in time. I know the Series S. All the articles tomorrow is Xbox conditioning people not to buy games. The problem, solid 30% down is not bad. It's not bad now, really. Oh man. So games selling is being 30% down for the newest installment. It's not a bad thing, really. The goalposts being moved, the damage control, the copium, it's just insane. Because here the PS4 had a 50% install base, really. That's the new coping method. That's the new way out, saying, hey, PS4 had a bigger install base. Just ridiculous. Square's not signing any more exclusivity deals after this. They need to stop doing those deals. It's not paying off. No matter how much Sony fanboys gaslight that company, it's not gonna pay off. Once again, this is literally the default excuse. The PS4 had 100 million install base, and because the PS5 was a lot less, that's why people aren't buying it. That's just stupid. It's really... Oh, man. People have to realize the climate right now. Inflation was killing everyone. Now inflation is the issue. Okay. Inflation. All these different issues why people aren't buying the game, apparently. But okay, let's just see the same excuse when a new Call of Duty game comes out. Let's just see if that's the issue. So people can buy Power World, people can buy the Helldivers game, but they can't buy this one, really. Or when GTA, or when GTA 6 drops, let's see the same excuse. Then we're gonna have the inflation excuse, really. And then that excuse don't even work because when it's like these rough eras or recessions or whatever, people will spend money on entertainment because they want to like have an escapism from that real world issue. So I don't even buy that. The whole inflation or whatever. People buy video games when they people get the money to buy these video games and these systems. So I don't even buy that excuse. Personally, I'm shocked that the game is selling less than the game that came out in 2020. I don't know if that's sarcasm or not, but okay. I'm quite confused about this one. How can one of the best games available on PS5 not sell? Yeah, I was hearing this is Game of the Year or Contender, but nobody's buying it. Plus, people are buying it. I'm not going to blame it. No one buys physical anymore. Before, I assumed that no one bought this on PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, that could be another logical excuse that people are just buying it digital, but who knows? It could just be doing less. Like, less people are buying it. Not everyone's seeing the increase in digital only now. Yeah, that is very convenient. Like, people are just saying, hey, everybody wants to buy digital now. But before, you guys were super adamant about these physical sales. But now that this game is doing less physical, now you want to see people just buying digital. The narratives are just so convenient. It's just fascinating. PlayStation is doing bad. Let's instantly make a new narrative while PlayStation or the exclusive deals are doing bad. So, okay. PlayStation players don't buy games. I think that might be the best summary of all this. All these excuses. You guys just aren't buying the game. I think that's the main takeaway here. But I'm going to conclude it right here. I'll leave it up to you to decide. What do you think the issue is with this? Why this game is selling 30% less than the previous one? Like, once again, I was seeing major people talking about this game. The so-called anti-woke crowd was saying, hey, we're going to support this game in droves because of how they have no problem making the women look super attractive or sexy in this game compared to the Western counterparts. But then again, this game is selling 30% less than the previous one. So obviously you guys didn't fulfill that end of the bargain you guys stated you're going to do. So who knows? But definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.